In their flop hat uniform, the Pt.1 Nation is one result of neglect. The Nation is a federation of 30 Chicago gangs. They're called Rangers, and there's an estimated 5,000 of them. They may have as many guns as the entire Chicago Police Department, and they're recruiting faster. Detective Richard Peck was one victim.
The Rangers are out to kill me. They still send kites. Kites means that they send word to me that they want to get me. They said they will get me. And they are outlaws. They extort money, rob people, and they do not like authority. I was going driving southbound on Woodlawn, and at 61st Street, I noticed about 5 or 6 Rangers with guns. And as I stopped my car, I told them I was a police officer, and as I did that, they pointed the gun at me and started to fire. I hollered for help from the street, from the people, and they would not come to my aid. I drove myself to the hospital. When I got to the hospital, blood was running out my head, chest, and all over. I was hit 15 times.
Well, in the past, I guess an outlaw was a man who stole a horse and was riding away, and the sheriff was after him.
Eugene Little Bruce Hairston was born on May 1st, 1944 in Columbus, Ohio. His family moved to Chicago in 1955, first living on the low end and then moving to Woodlawn in 1956. Hairston was known as Bull or King Bull in the neighborhood. Hairston's cousin was Leonard Calloway, one of the original 7 vice lords. Jeff Fort was born on February 20th, 1947, and his family was from Aberdeen, Mississippi. The Forts also lived on the low end and moved to Woodlawn in 1956. According to the book, The Almighty Black Pt.1 Nation, sometimes Jeff would run away to the west side and stay by Cal and other vice lords. So Jeff saw firsthand how to draw up constitutions, set up bylaws for an organization to follow, and how to set forth and enforce those rules. This is how Jeff learned how to be a gang leader. Jeff started the Blackstone Rangers in November of 1959. Jeff lived at 6536 South Blackstone. So from 64th to 66 along Blackstone was Blackstone Ranger territory. At the same time, Eugene Hairston started his own gang called the Harper Boys, which stood for the street on which the gang was formed. Between 63rd and 64th and Harper was the territory of the Harper Boys. They were the same size as the Blackstone Rangers. The Harper Boys claimed Jackson Park as theirs and also had the territory from 63rd to 67th along Stony Island as well. Both gangs fought the Devil's Disciples and the Egyptian Cobras. They fought each other as well. The two gangs would fight for dominance, but no gang was the clear winner according to the book, The Almighty Pt.1 Nation, and according to the making of Jeff Fort. In 1960, Fort tried to take over the corner of 63rd and Stony Island and wanted to call it the Enchanted City. Fort thought that he could keep the community safe by controlling all the criminal element. Yet Fort consistently clashed with the Harper Boys and other gangs, which prevented his takeover. Hairston and Fort realized that they couldn't beat each other, so they decided to join forces, and Hairston reluctantly accepted the name the Blackstone Rangers. Hairston had neighborhood connections. He was connected to the neighborhood drug dealers, the fences, and with the illegal gambling operators, the people that ran the policy racket. They wanted to work with Harrison's gang because they saw how rough the Rangers could be and how much of an influence they had on the streets. They planned on paying the Blackstone Rangers to handle drugs for them, collect extortion payments for them, and even kill for them. The Rangers would get paid for carrying out those crimes. They also helped the Stones recruit boys under the age of 17 because they wouldn't face the serious jail time that an adult would doing those same crimes. The Vice Lords created the template for the bylaws and were considered the first cousins to the Stones. The Blackstone Rangers were about black power, which explained the Rangers' use of African symbols. The pyramid was chosen because of the belief that ancient Egypt was the first civilization, equating that to meaning that Africans were the first to walk the earth. It also represents African ancestors and their divinity. The four corners of the pyramid are four 90-degree angles that add up to 360. This is how the 360 was created. Each side of the pyramid also had its own meaning: earth, air, fire, and water. And the 21 blocks of the pyramid symbolize the main 21. The main 21 was formed as the ruling body that sets the bylaws and the constitution that the Blackstone Rangers and gang members from other gangs had to live by. In 1960, the Rangers began receiving assistance from the Woodlawn Lutheran Church and the Woodlawn Boys Club. They provided services for the Stones, such as giving them a sanctuary, so that they may organize and become looked at as more of a group and not a gang. Also opened the door for recruitment by the Stones, and it also gave the Stones credibility. In return, the organization's budget stayed inflated, and the organization continued to receive large grants.